So this is definitely unplanned. Hi Tinashe, welcome to our world where we talk
Thank you.
about anything.
I have seen you guys on my social medias, and I'm honored to finally, be part of the squad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we're happy to get some tea spilled here. Okay,
Let's go.
exactly.
Ayo,
So
what's
what's on the menu today? What are we talking about?
So I don't want to directly talk about the topic. I just want to ease into it. So you know how Africans, we like to pay for things in bulk. Like we don't like collecting loan, but everybody's owing somebody. But we don't like collecting loans, and we feel like when you say, oh, go and collect loan and buy this house or get a mortgage or something, they say, go forbid, why am I collecting loan? But today we are going to be dissecting bad debts and legal debts, like what it
Mm,
means to us basically. Yeah. And
mm,
and how it shapes us, how it shapes us generally. But let me just
mm.
start with this example. I have a friend. Let me not say he's my friend. Oh, I know someone,
Oh,
an
he's not your friend.
acquaintance.
He's not your friend anymore. Okay.
yeah?
No,
He's not your
Somehow,
friend. Like you went from friends to like, hey, okay, okay. Hate to be him. Hate to be
somehow
him.
you know
Okay.
someone.
So your non-friend, yes, yes. What do they do?
okay. So he was in serious debts, and he was always getting. So this is where I will say, okay, this is bad debts. He was getting more money. He was borrowing more money to pay the debts. Now the
Mm,
problem came when he got a new job because he was out of a job for a while, which was why
right.
he was in debt. So he got a new job and he went to his office. I think after like 6 months, his 3 months confirmation, he went to the office and said, "Oh, I need some money. Can you remove the money from my salary or something for like span of a year or something?" And they were like, "Okay, yeah, we can give you this money." And he used it to clear his debts, but he didn't clear everything, and now he was still in like that same position. Basically, how would you classify that? So the death started coming from when he had his sick mom. Like he was
Okay.
using it to take care of her. He was taking, I think she had cancer or something. He was taking her from hospitals to hospitals. It was a very sad situation. Friends helped, but obviously cancer is very bad. So it was definitely not enough. And now he was able to clear, but he made one very terrible mistake. He didn't clear all the debts. He was just like, oh, I think I have a job now. Why should I clear everything?
Right.
And he
Right.
was still repeating that cycle. So
Yeah.
what this instance is bad debts. I just want to know you guys' opinion, but we'll start with Tinashe because he's our special guest for
Hey,
today.
hey, you're putting me on the spot. So, so the question is this good or is this bad debt? Is that what you're asking? Okay, so the way that I think about it, or at least that I'm thinking about it now, what qualifies whether it's good or not is like um the intention, right? Are you getting in there trying to help people? You know what I mean? Like um I I've been there. I can relate. Story for another day. I can I can I think
Yeah.
if you're getting in debt, you're not trying to get like to finance a life that you cannot afford. You are getting in debt in this case. The mother had cancer. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't even think the guy had a choice, to be honest.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's life and death. You get money where
Yes.
you can find it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
rather be in debt than have no mother. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I think this one is easier. I would
Yeah.
do the same. I would do the same. And if people are chasing me and I can't pay, I would run away if I have to.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. 100%. But
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
general, how do you classify good debt and bad debt? Like how do you
Right,
separate it? General, right? In this case aside.
right. For me, I think good debt is you are helping people that really mean a lot to you, right? Okay, actually, maybe let me think about it as like debt that's like coming directly to help me, right? On my lifestyle, right? On my life.
Yes.
It has to be growing me. Like it has to be some kind of an investment, right?
Yeah.
It has to be money that is going to come back to either grow
Okay.
my current position to a better position, whether it's a business. I'm starting a business. That's more on the side of good debt, right? It's like it's improving my life's position, or it's for like a select few people that I really, really care about, right? Like my
Yeah.
immediate family, and then I have friends who also sort of fit in that category, who
Yeah.
would also take that same debt for me if the roles were reversed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good debt. Bad debt, I think it falls under the category of, I have friends who would try to, it's like borrow money to impress people, or to go to an event or to buy a ticket that you cannot afford. There's this concert. So
Yeah.
things like that where you're trying to sort of, you have a mismatched sense of the life that you have earned and the life that you are, you're trying to live a life that's not yours, and then
Yes.
you're trying to finance debt. Like you're trying to buy a car,
Yeah.
using debt, that
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
um, if it's for mobility, I know in the US there are cities where, or even other places where there's no public transit. Maybe
Yes.
if you're getting debt to buy a car so that you go to work, that makes
Yeah.
sense. But
Yeah.
if you're just buying a car to be a baller, come on, like what are we doing? You know, like
Yeah.
so that's a long-winded version.
Yeah. So the same thing, but I have the more like super pragmatic approach, which is good debt is the type of debt that's going to generate more money, right?
Right, right,
Debt type of debt that's not going to generate more money. That's like
right,
Yes.
anti-debt. It means financing someone who is sick and all of that is bad debt. It's not going to generate more money, but it's
your code,
justified.
your code, your code.
Yes, but I would no, it's bad. But you have to do it because you've justified it for yourself. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like
right.
it makes sense to you. It doesn't make sense mathematically, but it makes sense to you. So you're going to do it
Okay,
anyway. I would do the
okay,
same. Those are the types of bad debts I would take. But but
right.
just something that I value. It doesn't mean it's good.
Okay, okay.
True.
I like that you still take the bad debt, knowing it's bad, it's bad debt, but you
Exactly.
take it anyway, right? Okay,
Exactly.
Yes.
okay,
So you
okay.
bad debt, you still take it, but it's bad debt. Like let's call it what it is, bad debt. So good debt generates more money, bad debt doesn't generate money. And good debt generates more money
Hmm.
beating the interest rate of servicing the debt.
True.
So you're going to school. So people go, oh, is education good debt or bad debt? I'm like, oh, do the math. So if you go to school and you take
Yeah.
a giant loan, go to school, and the repayment period of the loan is 20 years, and the repayment amount of that debt because of the interest rate is is almost 50% of all the money you would have made in 20 years. That's bad debt. Like how is
Mm.
that a higher return? So like
Right,
if you
right.
if you take $100,000 to go to school, and then you after school you're out of a job for 3 years, you don't have a job, and then you start working and you start earning $500. How is that a good debt? That's bad. That's bad, right? So that's like bad. You have to do the math on Excel, and it
Right,
has to work that you're going to repay it the fastest. You're going to make way more money beating the interest rate, right? And then you'll be done with it. And the only way you can get to that position is if you take this debt. That's when
right,
it's like
right,
um
right,
your example of a car, right? So yes, let's say you need a car to move around your job, there's no public transportation, blah blah blah. The question is, well, do you need a BMW and a Benz? No. You need the cheapest possible car you can get your hands on. You need I don't know, like is it what a
Toyota,
Toyota, Prius,
Toyota, Hyundai, all those cars.
like Prius, some whatever is cheap, second hand, whatever cheapest car you can get your hands on, right? And then when you get the cheapest car, why are you getting the cheapest car? Even if you have to get it on loan, the repayment period is low. The repayment period is short because the car is worth less, and the repayment amount is low, so it's not creating massive stress on your income. And the interest rate hopefully is like very low because you can pay it off fast, right? If you have the cash, you'd much rather save up and then buy it at once rather than putting it on loan. Now here comes the mortgage. Getting a house, is it good debt or bad debt?
Mm.
What do you think? Ayo.
So in Nigeria, first of all,
Student loan, student loan is bad debt, and
it's bad debt.
yeah, the reason for me I call student loan bad debt is there any other way you can have education without taking student loans? Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
You don't have to go to that fancy university. You don't you should you should get a scholarship. Like if a scholarship requires an A in something, go get that A. Like
yeah.
for information, it's easier to get an A than to deal with debt for 20 years, and so on.
Mhm.
Like if there's something you can do to avoid debt, you have to do it. But anyway, let's get on the mortgage.
Okay,
So
so mortgage. You
yeah,
asked me.
the situation with the mortgage, I'll paint a
Yeah,
picture. Is you finish school, you have a job, full-time job, right?
right.
You're paid, let's say, $1,000 a month. So that's 12K a
Mm,
year. The minimum price for a house in your area is, let's say,
mm,
50K, right? Or 100K. For you to save up to 50 or 100K, it's gonna take, I don't know, 10 years to save up.
mhm,
By the
mhm.
time you finish saving up 10 years, the house prices would have gone higher. So now enter the mortgage. Is the mortgage good debt or is it bad debt? Should you take a mortgage? Should you not?
Okay, based on what you've painted now, and
Yeah.
based on my location,
Yeah.
with the stories we are hearing, it's
It's
a
like,
very bad decision, very terrible decision, because now where people are having issues in Lagos, people that have taken mortgages, despite the fact that yes, they can actually afford to pay for this mortgage. You see governments coming to bulldoze buildings. And it's not as easy as how it is in the US, that you can sell the house and recoup your money back and they like give it
yeah,
to somebody. It's not
yeah,
possible. The
yes,
funny thing is that governments will give you mortgages too, but it's still not comfortable for you, and the
yeah,
interest rate is very high, very
yeah.
very high. So
What's the right now on your mortgages in Lagos?
in Lagos, uh, I can't
Oh,
I can't remember the exact figure, but I know that the last time, I think around last year, people
yeah.
were looking at between 20 to 30% yearly. So so um yeah, by the time you think about all of that, it's just better you go to your village, buy a piece of land, and
Yeah.
start building gradually. And
Yes.
I was reading a tweet today, and there was this guy that said he has a client that is a bank MD, and I was asking him, why are you still renting house? And the guy said it does not make sense for him to actually buy a property in Lagos. One day you can wake up and they'll tell you, oh, your land is on top of a canal, or
Yeah.
oh, the person that sold you the land is this, and
Yeah.
just because they are building it into a mega city, it's gone.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
parents have already willed land for you in their will. Just go and build house in the village. Or you lease, or you just lease. You take that 50K you've saved and lease
Yeah.
for a long time. With that
Yeah.
lease, you can start Airbnb, you can rent the apartments, you can rent houses, with
Yeah.
that lease you can do a lot of things, and you can recoup your money back
Now
than taking a
that's
mortgage.
that's 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 what's true, which is the latter is good debt. Leasing is generating money back because remember, good debt has to make money back, and then the form of debt, and people still get mortgages because of sentimental value, blah blah blah. You have all these other reasons. It's strong. If you're in a, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Tinashe, you are worse than Joseph. You are worse. Is okay, is marriage good debt or bad debt right now? Because that is
It's a bad thing. It's a terrible thing. Yes, you don't like you don't want like when I see people like get divorced and they lose half their stuff. I'm like you should actually lose more than half because you're a fool to sign that contract. What do you say? Yeah. Yeah. Uh, that's even worse. That's what. Yes. That's, that's yeah. Think about and that's like 50% of everything you accumulated after
After
taxes.
the marriage, okay, after taxes.
Taxes. It means yes. The remainder, then you had to split 50. Ah, man, this is a robbery. God, they point. Yes, yes. The point is important, which is you're tying yourself down for a massive period of time, 20 years or whatever it is. You're not going to be mobile. You should calculate the opportunity cost of well, what and you get a job offer in some other country. You can't leave. You have to pay this thing forever and never, amen. And then you're foregoing all the other possible opportunities you'd have gotten had you not had this thing. And is your thing appreciating in value? Very few
Yeah.
markets, like, look, you can get a house if you want, but that. But are you actually getting a house in an environment where you have correct property rights and
Yeah.
then the value of the land and the house that you have is appreciating? In
Yeah.
most cases, even the value is not appreciating. and you don't have property rights on top of it. So there's just no point at all. Like there's just no point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's a lot. It's a lot. Lot. Yes.
I have an
Yeah.
example. I have an example. Yeah.
Yes.
Yours is in diaspora. Tinashe,
Yeah.
yours is in diaspora. We found out this week that the house opposite mine where I stay, the estate, some guys have been stealing ACs, TVs
Oh,
inside that house. And the owner is abroad. The owner is abroad. So they've been jumping the fence from the back. They'll stay in the house till midnight. And everybody has reached out to him, rent this house, sell this house, do something.
yeah.
It's in a prime spot. Do something with it. Even the estate management, everybody has reached out to him. And he's like, no, that he's coming to renovate the house. And he renovates and he leaves and he travels. He renovates, he leaves the house and he travels abroad. Why? And you are not renting it, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And now burglars have stolen a lot from the house. Now
And
that
what's even sadder, right, in this situation, I don't know if this guy or this scenario, but you find that there are people who live in the UK, in the US, wherever, and they live
yeah,
terrible lives. Like they're in
yeah,
a
very
terrible,
terrible lives.
like shitty house or whatever. And back home, they're building ginormous houses, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, who are you building that giant mansion for? Like, what the hell? Why can't you use those resources to? Why would you? For me, it doesn't make sense. And they do this. They do sentimental value, right? But to me, I'm like, look, the UK has the strongest property rights. You know, the US has strong property rights. Why would you go invest $1 million, $500,000, or whatever amount it is in a country which does not have any property rights? What? They're not thinking critically. They're thinking, oh, this is my home, you know, and I want people to know that I'm rich. So I want to build
Yeah.
this giant house at home so people can know that I made it out there. And out there, you're struggling in the studio apartment. Yes. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's, what's the point? Yeah, what's so they're not even they can't get their sentimental where they're sentimental value, they can't get it aligned to logic, right? So to me, if I see someone with a giant mansion is getting demolished in a country which was always very clear that there's no respect to property rights, I'm like, they should actually demolish the whole thing. They should actually
True.
dig that land and move it. Because you should learn your lesson. You have a brain. If you have a brain that was able to help you build this mansion, why can't you think logically to know that there's no property rights and these guys can wake up any day and demolish the house,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I have no like I don't feel any empathy to those people because I'm like, you should know that there's no property rights here. You're very educated. You know about law, about court systems. You know about all of that. What made you think that your house is going to appreciate in value, resell at a and get protected over time? Who doesn't know what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? So this, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. They put this, yes, yes, exactly, exactly. And yes, even rentals. Here in the US, there are people who are obsessed with like, oh, get a 4 unit house and then rent it. You can live in 1 unit and you rent three, and they're paying your mortgage. And like, that's
Yeah.
math. That kind. If you listen to those guys, that's kind of math for people who didn't do mathematics in school. Like, and people can't. Like, if you know mathematics, all of that stuff is complete garbage. Because down, you do correct math, and correct math goes like this. So you got a mortgage for some property in Las Vegas or Phoenix, Arizona or Atlanta, whatever it is, right? Or four-bedroom unit, blah blah blah, and then you move in, okay, and then you rent. First of all, we're assuming the occupancy rate is 100% every single day of the year and every year,
Mm,
which is not
yeah,
true. Occupancy
which is
rate is
not
never
true.
100%. But let me give you that. Let me assume occupancy rate is 100%. Okay, cool. You got tenants, and you did your math. Your mortgage is, let's say, $5,000. Tenants are paying 2K each, so you get $6,000 or whatever it is. Mark it up however you want. So you make your money back. Okay, good. Now, um, you made your money. All your rentals are paying enough money to pay for your mortgage, your insurance, your property taxes, all of that stuff combined. Great. Now, explain to me who does house management for the tenants. Who is doing it? If it's you,
It's you.
calculate your salary for doing that and your costs, so COGS. So you have to calculate
Yes,
COGS,
for
the cost
maintaining
of
the
doing that.
house.
Exactly. And then you have to calculate operating expenses, which includes your salary for doing that. Are you doing, and you have to put your salary, when you calculate your salary based on your value. So if you're a boss at JP Morgan and you're getting paid 250K, that's the value, that's your actual market value. You have to assign the same value to this house. So if your hour is or whatever, you do the math and then you assign that value there. Because if you didn't have these people wasting your time, you'd be using your time here doing bigger things and of course growing. So you have to, you don't say, oh, my salary is X, because the market salary for people who are managing houses is, let's say, $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. No, no, no. If your earnings are $100,000 a month, your market value is 100,000. If
Yeah.
you are wasting your time in the house, you should have said that, right? And then you're like, "You know what? I don't want to do it. I will hire a management company, which I'll pay 10, 15% to manage the house for me." Great. So you hire a management company, then you have to account for the 10, 15% and all that, and then create profits. You do the math. You do the math of all of that with the management company, which, even if you have a management company, they still disturb you. But you do all that math. Let's say you're making profit. You made a profit of $1,000 a month from all those 4 units, right? You're living in one or whatever. $1,000 a month profit. You find an actual grown up with trousers or a skirt saying, "My free cash flow is $1,000." I'm like, are you serious? And then you find out, oh, my free cash flow is $10,000. I'm like, how much debt did you take? How much money did you pour into this house to make free cash 5,000? Do you know how much more money you'd be making if you invested in the market? You make a shitload of money for doing nothing, for doing complete nothing at all. Yeah, yeah, it's low. But even if you put it in the market, it's making more. Now, here's the thing: you have not accounted for your tenants refusing, like stopping, like getting to a point where they no longer pay rent and then refusing to leave. So from the point of them wanting to leave and leaving, there's a gap. 3 months, whatever. In the US, very complicated. You can't just kick out tenants. You have to go through all.
Yeah.
Yeah, tenants are strong, very strong. Losing money. You haven't accounted for the mortgage interest rate for that property fluctuating, right? Let's say it's fixed. Okay, it's fluctuating, it's variable, fluctuating, eating up on your profit. You haven't accounted for many things, and you haven't done correct modeling, which is, if I had that money in the market, how much more would it have grown with the least amount of energy from my end and zero cogs from, you know? So people don't, yeah, the same thing. So anyway, so long story short, people just don't do proper math to assess the true value generated for all these things that they do, whether it's through debt or otherwise, the true value that's generated and say, okay, this thing is worth, taking debt on. So people get debt to get cars and do Uber with them. But have you really, really, really done the math of how much that Uber is going to generate in just free profit? Yeah. 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 Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
network.
Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 100%. Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. So even taking, I will argue now, technically, taking debt to start a business is fine. It's good debt. That's good debt. The only thing you have, it depends. And that's not yes. Like that. Exactly, exactly. When- yes. So you have to do the true analysis, which is in most cases, and if you do the math is true, you shouldn't run a business based on that. Because if it was a serious business, you could run it without needing external cash. You could just, for instance, if if you're selling water, you can sell things that are easily, so already eating at home. You can sell. There's so many things you can monetize without needing debt as like the starting capital. And then two, if you're doing something that requires debt as a starting capital, the only debt you should take is the debt whose turnaround period is the shortest. So are you saying you have an order to bring cookies to someone at this office tomorrow morning. So all you have to do is go borrow ingredients from a shop and make the cookies and go sell them and then get your money and come back return the thing. Is that what we're talking about? So if the debt is to service, it's like working capital debt. Is that if the debt is working capital to service an already existing customer, and customer is already existing contractually and is going to pay you, and you go pay that specific debt and that's it, then that makes sense. Like you have the order, the contract, you just yes, yes, exactly, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly, exactly. So it
yeah.
that makes because you have the contract, you have everything is done. All you need is the money to cover the capital, the working capital, deliver deliver the deal, fulfillment, yes, fulfill that,
Yeah,
and then get and then go pay, and then that's it. The cycle ends, right?
yeah.
Now you should have done your math that the profit is enough to now use that profit as working
Cover the
capital to continue the
capital.
cycle, right? So
Yeah.
the debt, you never take debt for like a tech startup for SaaS whatever platform. That's nonsense. Because with a tech startup thing, you're not going to get a customer tomorrow, or you don't even know where the customer. You don't even have customers. Like, what are you getting debt for? You know what I'm saying?
Joseph, I have another story for you. So, you know how Lagos tech startup boys can be. I don't know if you know, but this guy took
Yes.
30K, $30,000 as
Okay.
like he took a loan of $30,000 for his startup. How? And he promised to pay in 6 months.
Wait,
How?
it took $1,000 for what?
For his startup, like as loan for his startup.
Okay.
So he actually took 40,000. 10K was
And what
investments,
happened?
like from the person. Then 30K was a loan. and he said he was going to pay in 6 months. Now he can't enter Lagos.
Yeah. What? No, here's the thing. He did a couple of mistakes, right? One mistake is 6 months. 6 months is too short of a period
Two
for
swords.
30,000 startup and 6 months in that period. That's too short. You should have done 2 years, right? 6 months is too
Yeah.
short. You're not going to have a turnaround in 6 months. Two, he guaranteed results from one channel. He didn't say um, if the startup doesn't work out. He didn't stipulate. He didn't have stipulations for that. So if this doesn't work out, I'll find a job and I'll pay you back manually, and so on, right? Like he didn't create those scenarios. He just assumed, which founders are supposed to believe 100%. They're supposed to be crazy. Yeah.
Name of a boyfriend. I just back into the room.
Yes. But I'm not saying the guy shouldn't have taken bad debt. We've been founders. We know the drill, right? Right? It's okay. It's okay. You're struggling, business, da da da. It's fine. The only thing is, did you communicate cleanly to the person who is giving you the money that you know? Oh, okay, let's do 2 year time period. Because 2 years is too long. Okay, let's increase the interest rate, but have a period of time instead of saying 6 months at 10%. Let's do 2 years at 15 or 20, whatever is going to be comfortable. Yeah, I'm on for a period. Yeah, give me 1 year of me collecting my, and then I start. ma- Exactly. You need an moratorium period, and then you can penalize me by increasing the interest rate. But let you like small amounts every 6 months, starting at in year two or something across the next. Like let's have a clean plan that I know even if the startup fails, I can go get a job and then pay this myself and so on. Or I can sell some assets or something. And then have which, for instance, if you're running a startup, you take debt. You can have a situation where if I can't pay the debt, you take the company or you
Yeah.
take this percentage of the company. Like it can come.
But that's if your
You know,
company
if,
wants something. That's if you want
no,
something.
by the time you give me 30K in a company, it means the company is worth something.
True.
You
True.
by giving me the 30K, you've assigned value to my company.
Yeah.
So if I am going to do certain things with that 30K. I'm going to invest in certain things for the business, right? So, if the business completely collapses, you will come and take certain things up to the value of 30K plus the interest. You know,
Yeah.
the business collapses such that the value of the business is below the value of the loan and interest, then you're taking the whole business.
Yeah.
Me as a founder, yeah. The expert, in the room.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever, but yes. Yeah, I know what to say. Yeah,
Intellectual
I know what to say.
property. The idea.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. I mean, yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 You know, I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Or 2 years, and you're getting, you know. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Ye- Yes. Yeah. 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 Uh, yes. 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 Yeah. 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 I agree with you there. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I see what you're saying. No, I agree. Yeah. But- the way you do that is it has to be a fixed period. It has to
Yeah.
be a fixed. Your market value has to be clear. So
Yeah.
your market value was $1,000 a month. So the guy can't work you for free. It has to be
Mm-mm.
let's say you owe $6,000. So and your market value is $1,000. So I'll pay you 500 so that the 500 I would have paid, you're paying me back for
Yeah.
1 year and then we're done. So it has to be a mathematical thing because otherwise people want to work with you. So do them, and so I can eat. I can't do for free without eating. I need to eat so I can
Yeah.
eat, and then you're getting your money back, and then this defined time period it ends. We all part ways, and everyone's happy. So it's something like that. Yeah.
No, I know the lender. It's the lender I know. I don't know the borrower because the
Mm.
lender called me to rant. So it's
The lender. Yeah.
the
Okay. Okay.
lender.
Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. 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 And the other thing is don't lend money to your friends. I mean, I don't think these guys are friends, but this is
Yes,
another
yes,
scenario.
yes,
Don't lend money
yes.
to your friends. Like your friends are never going to pay you back, right?
No, they are not.
I bless them for having go to business side. Yes, yes. Because yes, 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 yes.
Mm.
Mm. Yes. And that's the thing. Don't fall now. Yes, yeah, for me to support. I got backed by my friend when I was broke, starting Roazi and all that. And those guys just looked at, oh, this guy, stand-up guy, has done a lot of good things in the past. I can project that he's going to do bigger things in the future. I just give him money. Just give him money. I did return like whatever, all of that and more and so on. So I turned it around. And I've done the same for my friends, which is struggling. If I believe, because this is what you want. You don't want broke friends. You want all your friends to be successful, right?
Yeah.
So you have a nice network and so on. So, but you only want to support people that you know for a fact and you believe you can bet. You're kind of betting on them, right? You can bet this person, even if this business doesn't succeed, they're going to succeed elsewhere, like somewhere in life, this is going to help them, right? Then those guys you can help. But when you're doing that, don't think of it as like a loan that you're going to get any payment. No, that's still considered bad debt because mathematically, you're
Yeah.
least likely to get your money. But do you have assigned sentimental value and like other intangible value by saying this is a person in my network, person I trust in, friend indeed is a friend in need. I'm going to back them. And maybe
Yeah.
my threshold of backing them is maybe not the amount they're looking for, maybe the amount and so on. And even if they fail, even if they don't pay me, but I don't care because in the future maybe we can do something together, or they can be, we can create value in other ways, or they can create value in other ways. That's
Yeah.
better. Yes, like you being an angel, yeah, right? You being an angel.
It,
Now there are other scenarios where your friend is like, well, I'm struggling, my wife is about to give birth. I'm like, well, how many days does it take for your wife to get to a point of giving birth? That's 9 months. Like, hey, I have an emergency. My wife is going to give. I'm like, how is giving birth an emergency? That's not an emergency. It's a nine
it's
month thing.
it,
You are supposed to.
okay.
Exactly. Those people do not. Those people, no, 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 no. Those people are completely disorganized. And I have people I have people in my distant world who are like, this person buys a car for his wife's birthday, and next month, struggling is going to get kicked out of the house. I'm like, how? When you
You
when
sell the
did
car.
I see you buy? I'm like, what's wrong? No, that's not an option, by the way. Yes, that's not an option. That's not an option. So I'm like that person. Oh, and
I have a
most people
friend.
don't.
I have a very
Which
close
doesn't
friend
have.
that bought an iPhone 16. He bought an iPhone
Uh-huh.
16, and the next time I saw him, he was holding an iPhone 6. Where is your phone?
What's happened to the drop? Yeah, 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 exactly. So that
Oh, no,
those
no,
guys.
no. His own was justifiable. His own was justifiable because he got invited for a film festival. His film got into a film festival in Canada, so he needed to pay
Yeah.
the flights and he needed money. That was why he sold the phone.
No, but he shouldn't have bought the phone to begin with. He should have.
What?
Yeah, if he doesn't have money for the flight, he had no business owning an iPhone 16. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. And you can stay with it for 7. Exactly. So people are just bad with their choices, and they get pressure for um, other people to see them to see that they made progress, right?
yeah,
And my prescription for that very simple: isolate, isolate. If something, if you have friends who you have to show that you have the latest iPhone, those are not good friends. Those are
yeah.
not
I agree.
Because those friends, the way you know you have good friends is if you can be your complete self, and it's fine. So if you have to put up some sort of face and figure and look so that people can accept you or see you a certain way, those you're not supposed to be with those people. Like just isolate, find.
Hmm.
Wardrobe.
When I saw you, when I saw that shoe, I knew it was you. When I
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. And you're not supposed to upgrade your life as your income upgrades. You're supposed your income, your life is supposed to have a giant delay of upgrade
yeah,
income in relation to your income. So if you get a new, increase in salary, let's say every 2 years, every 1 year, 2 years, your life is supposed to change every 5 years. Like there's supposed to be a
yeah,
giant, and your life is not supposed to, when you update it, it's not supposed to update in relation to your money in that equivalent. No, suppose
yeah,
if your income goes up by 100%, your life is supposed to improve by 5%. You know, if your income goes up by your life, no, what I mean is, yeah, because this. You finish school, you start the first year, didn't get a job, blah blah blah, and then wow, you got a very good job. Oh, finally, 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 great. Now I have a job. The first month of your salary, people get a salary month one, month two, they announce that they're going to get married. Month three, they they take a salary advance to plan to finance the wedding. By the time that year ends, they've done the wedding, they've taken too much debt to finance the wedding, which is a 6 hour event, 8 hour event, or whatever it is. And then after that, they move into a room. Now they're like, oh, we're married, we have all these presents, we need to rent a better place. They take more debt place. Oh, now our friends will come see us. Oh, we need to have a good car. And then they take more debt to get a car. So now the debt has far surpassed their income, and now they're always paying catch up. Yes. 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 Yeah. Like, you're getting fired. You have your wife, you have your firstborn child, or say about whatever. You have those cars parked outside. You're renting a giant house, and and you do not have a single dime in savings because you're playing catch up.
hmm,
And then yes, I advance. So you owe money. So you can't even get the severance because your severance pay has to go pay the salary advance and all that stuff. Long story short here is the
yeah,
danger there happened because you were like, oh, I've been studying for so long. When I finished school, I didn't get a job. The early jobs I had, like, oh, finally I've made it. So I need to quickly rush. No, 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 no. When you make it, chill. 1 year passes. Then you start by incremental improvement. Another year passes. Then you save, you start investing, you start doing meaningful things. Slow, no one knows, not the people can see, and so on for a long, long time. Like long time. Yeah.
6 months of
Yeah.
your salary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expenses.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. 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 I'm in tough positions. I can tell you right now, you are not going to find a job in 6 months. So you actually have to have a very low living expense to begin with, so that you can
Yeah.
save 1 year, ideally 2 years worth of salary. Like what you need to save 2 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, because look, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get fired. You're going to be confused the first month. Second month, you start at the third month, you're starting to apply. Fourth month, you haven't got an interview. Fifth month, you start to get the first interview rejections. 6 months, you have so 6 months gone. Gone. 6 months. Done.
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
the first month.
You,
That's the first month.
man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, you're confused like what happened. So look, you need long story short, you need to be very disciplined. You need to you take a chill pill. And you need to only live within your necessities, like necessary things. And
Yeah.
every time you get a luxury thing, it should be a very small percentage of your income, like a very, 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 very small of your income. If you want to buy a Benz, is a Benz a very small percentage of a very, very small percentage of your income? Yes, okay, right? Go on. Like that's how you should look at what decisions. Like
Yeah.
being wealthy is not having. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, if you're complaining about fuel and maintenance expenses, you're not supposed to have that car. You're too
At all.
you're too complaining. This is too expensive. You're not supposed to have it. You know what I'm saying? People will have
Complain
because
about.
people,
Mm-mm.
people who
Tinashe,
own
you need
those
to come
cars.
to Nigeria first. When there is flood, you will complain. Don't bother.
No, but the thing
There
is,
is something in
even
the water.
wait, the water does what?
Oh, Tinashe is good. I said, I told he was saying Lamborghinis, you can't complain. I said there is something in the water that is actually spoiling your Lamborghini. We've seen celebrities complain. So they will spend a lot. You see your Lamborghini floating on
Imagine,
flood. So
imagine,
yeah.
imagine.
I think
Like all
we're
those things.
already time has already elapsed. So
Yes,
I
yes,
just want to even ask, I just want to ask our viewers that now you've heard like different people and their bad death stories. Just give us your own bad death stories. Let's all laugh. Hopefully you've solved it before you give it to us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's-
give us your
yeah,
bad death stories in the comments and let's laugh with you. All right.
yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us. I think Tinashe is off, but I
yeah,
would
yeah.
end this. The internet was a
Yeah,
bad death today for me.
yeah. It was it
It's terrible
was
for
bad
me.
that, It's good all around.
Yeah.
Good all
All right.
around. And you
Bye.
are
Yeah.
nice